Taylor.
Welcome to Team Mediators. My name's Gary Spencer, and here we are already. It's episode 3. Episode 3, where did that come from? Anyway, again, we're in the same boat. We haven't moved on. We're still missing chances. Glasner's still being a little bit cryptic in his post-match conferences. And we're still, like I said, missing chances. Let's get straight on with the Chelsea game. That was the game at the weekend. You know, I was really buoyed by the fact that Sarr was back and Munoz was back, and I could just visualize us getting those patterns going again down the right-hand side, getting it up to Mateta, him spinning on the half turn, and Munoz getting down the flanks. And, you know, we did that. The first 15, 20 minutes, I can't remember now when Chelsea scored, but it was the turning point, as has been for so many of our games this year. The turning point was when Mateta missed his one-on-one.
And he had 2 shots at goal.
Now, I don't know, was he 6 yards out, 5 yards out? Scuffs it. Listen, the more you see that finish, the worse it looks. He's in on goal. He's under no real pressure. The keeper to beat. And he just scuffs it into the ground. And like that lack of confidence, which has come from a lack of ability, is astounding.
You know, let's not take the piss here.
Now, I think I alluded to this last week, but when he first joined us, he was really bad. And I got a lot of abuse from a lot of Palace on Twitter telling me, oh, you know, you're crazy, give him a chance and all that stuff.
I thought we played very well.
You know, he scored a goal at Brighton, which was so fortunate. Go and have a look at that goal he scored at Brighton, please. Because it goes through 2 guys' legs and he has zero idea where the ball is. The reason I'm making this point is because he dined out on that goal for 6 months with the Palace fans. They gave him so much of a honeymoon period and he was dreadful. And then we've had that period with Glasner that I don't know what happened. He sprinkled some magic dust on him and he looked a very decent Premier League striker. Not a top 6 striker, certainly not a top 4 striker, but he looked like a good top 10 mid-table striker that's going to get us maybe 15 goals a season. Since October, he's looked like a Sunday League striker that couldn't get us 2 goals a season.
You know, let's not take the piss here.
Dreadful. Looks a bit heavy, looks a bit overweight, and just not sharp. Just not sharp anywhere. So I read today that there's a bid coming from Nottingham Forest for 35 million quid. Listen, if they've got 25 million quid, 15 million quid, or 10 million, just take it. Take it. Mateta's done with us. I don't know, something's clicked with him and he's just not going to, we could let him go. Hopefully, if we could get 30 million for him, that would be great business. Really good. But for me, Mateta's letting us down badly. Glasner's attitude, he was talking about the noise in his pre-game before Chelsea, talking about let's just forget the noise and get on with it. Well, he created the noise, right? He was the guy that by that post-game last week, after the Sunderland game, that created that noise by saying all the stuff he said and being abandoned and blah, 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 and just complaining, right? So he brought the noise, and now he's going to have to deal with the pressure. Ducouri back in training, that's good. For what it's worth, it's good. I mean, Ducouri, when he was playing well, was different class.
I thought we played very well.
But he's been injured since then. And I'm pleased for the fella that he's back in training, but I can't see him sustaining any type of fitness for any period of time. It's just been like that. Lots of days off. as per usual. We keep having these days off. The forwards keep missing chances, and the defenders keep letting in set pieces, yet we still have our days off. That's a weird one for me. Last thing about Glasner and his comments. He's talking about the players and the staff and him giving us 100%. Yeah, maybe, but they all get paid handsomely for it. And I think the people that really give the 100% are the fans. They're always there. They turn up. They support no matter what. I lost contact a long time ago with football affecting my everyday life. As soon as the players started, the disparity between a footballer's wage and the working man's wage became so great. And you see players going off to Dubai after the game and in their private jet and hanging out at clubs when the fans are pissed off for a week. No, that's when I started not to take it so emotionally, shall we say, and just, get behind the team. Yeah, sure. Enjoy the victories, but the defeats, they're not going to affect my life. If it was affecting the players' lives, yeah, maybe, but no, those days are gone for me.
So let's just talk about our performance.
A quick note about the fans and constantly wanting Palace to push on, constantly wanting Palace to invest. We've never been that club. We're never going to be that club. And for people that say, yeah, but once we won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, do you think we kick on? Well, no, not really. I mean, Leicester City won the Premier League. They went back to normality. And I think that's what's happened with Crystal Palace. I think we won the FA Cup. We had a moment in the sun and all the stars aligned and we've got a great bunch of players, but we will not hold on to those players. That is just the reality of being a Crystal Palace fan. We didn't build a team around Eze. We didn't build a team around Elise. We didn't build a team around Zaha. I'm not going to say too much about Zaha because my thoughts on Zaha are that he was a great Crystal Palace player, but he wasn't a great player.
Let's not take a piss.
That's just my personal opinion. Couldn't really cross, couldn't really finish. But what he did do was he carried Crystal Palace along for that time he was in the team, got us up the field. Most of the time with Zaha in the team, his main asset to me was that he got us up the pitch and he got us free kicks and he bought us time. His finishing wasn't that great and his crossing wasn't that great, but he was, like I say, a great Crystal Palace player, but never a great player. That's why he didn't really shine in anywhere else. He didn't know top 4 came in for him, no top 6 came into him. Yeah, I did wonder why David Moyes didn't fancy him though, because when Man United took him on that tour to Asia, he was pulling up trees for them. But again, I just don't feel that he had that final quality. He flattered to deceive. So, they're my thoughts on Zaha. And going back to our current predicament, I don't think we're going to get anything out of the Nottingham Forest game. I just don't. I feel it's too early. But after the Forest game, we've got Brighton, then we've got some Europa Conference game. And my eyes are on the Wolves game and the Burnley game. They're both at home. And if we get 6 points out of those games, we can kick back a little bit and just, know that we're going to get through the season without having too many problems or fear of going down. Now, if we don't get at least 4 points out of those games, we're going to be in trouble because we know Brighton's going to be a problem.
I have no words for this performance today.
We know Forest away is going to be a problem.
Let's not take a piss here.
And then we've got some other toughies in and around there. And if we get into March and we're in trouble, Glasner by that time is probably, I think if Parish was going to let him go, they'd let him go when he started abusing him. So, I don't know, Glasner's under really big pressure, and like I said in the last podcast, it was a master move by Parish to keep him because by keeping him, Glasner really has to deliver. He got us into this mess, and I do believe that Glasner got us into this mess, by the way. You know, you can't keep blaming lack of investment. You've got to find a way to get the best out of the team you've got. And as I said before, Roy Hodgson did that for seasons.
Only had 2 shots at goal.
And for instance, that team we put out this week against Chelsea was missing Gahey, and that's it, right? So we haven't got a bad team out there, but they've just got to, finish. You know, we've got to finish our chances. If we'd have finished our chances in the games we've had this year, we'd probably be second or third. That's the difference we're talking about. And instead of that, we are just fighting off relegation just enough. So let's get behind the team. Tough times, but I think we'll come through it. I think we'll just about scrape through it. And let's get behind the team. I got an email last week saying that the podcast is charting very well, and the only people I can thank for that are you guys for listening to it. So I really do appreciate the support. You can follow it on Instagram and TikTok as well, and also on YouTube. So hopefully we will get something out of the Forest game, but let's just keep our heads up and things are going to be okay. All right? Thanks again, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.